Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem. Crowds followed him. They hungered for his teachings about God. They yearned for his touch. Among them was a man named Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a tax collector. He was wealthy but disliked. His job made him unpopular. People saw him as dishonest. Zacchaeus longed to see Jesus. But Zacchaeus was a small man. He couldn't see over the crowds, so Zacchaeus ran ahead. He climbed a sycamore fig tree. He wanted a glimpse of Jesus. He was determined to see the Savior. Jesus stopped beneath the tree. He looked up and saw Zacchaeus. Can you imagine the surprise of Zacchaeus? The Son of God saw him. Not just saw him, but knew him. Zacchaeus, Jesus called, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. The crowd grumbled. They questioned Jesus. Why would he choose a tax collector, a sinner? But Jesus saw something different in Zacchaeus. He saw a longing heart, a heart ready for change. Zacchaeus hurried down. He welcomed Jesus joyfully. He knew his life was about to change. He could feel it in his heart. Zacchaeus stood before Jesus. He was a changed man. Look, Lord, he declared, I will give half of my possessions to the poor. If I have cheated anybody, I will pay back 4 times the amount. Zacchaeus had experienced grace, and grace made him generous. He wanted to make things right. He yearned to share his newfound joy. Jesus smiled. Today salvation has come to this house, he said. Jesus came to seek and to save the lost. He saw past the labels, he saw the heart. He saw Zacchaeus, not the tax collector. Zacchaeus found salvation that day. He found forgiveness and love in the eyes of Jesus. He discovered that even tax collectors can find grace. His story is a beacon of hope. It reminds us that no one is beyond the reach of God's love. We are all like Zacchaeus in our own ways. We all have our shortcomings. We all need grace. But remember, Jesus is still seeking. He is still saving. And his love is always ready to transform us. He sees you. He knows your name. And he is waiting to come into your heart. Just like he did for Zacchaeus, the tax collector who climbed a tree and found salvation.